What is the status of the kids who went out yesterday? Will they be given detention, or what will happen with them?
From what I understand, speaking to the principals at the schools that had students that were involved in the walkouts, many of the students, I use St. Anne High School for an example, had notes from their parents. Their parents understood where their students were going to be, where their kids were going to be. They gave them permission to be a part of this. Those students, from what I understand, went, they signed out, they gave the notes from the parents, they did their protest, and they came back in and went to class. Those kids will not be disciplined in any way. The parents knew where they were. We have a responsibility from the moment those students come into our schools to be responsible for their safety for the whole day. If a student leaves without us being aware or without the parents' permission, and heaven forbid they get injured in some way, we're liable for that. So we have to make sure that the parents or we know where they are at all times. Again, the students that had permission from their parents, they went out to part in the protest. We encourage that. It's wonderful. This is diplomacy in action. So it's great that everybody's so passionate about it.
And then what about the kids without permission?
The kids without permission, from what I understand, those students will probably receive an hour's detention if they missed one of their classes, if they didn't have a note from their parents. If a child proves to be truant many times, then of course that shows that there's a history of them not being in class. I believe that that's the only case where a suspension will come into act. If a student has been absent on a number of occasions and they were absent yesterday without a note from their parents, then those are the students will likely face suspension. I can say, if it were my own child and she walked out without a note from me and she was told by her principal she was to serve an hour detention, I would say serve it then. You've made your point, you've spoken your mind, serve the hour, and then let's get on with the learning.